So I'm going to be very brief because I think Danielle has amazing stuff to share. So Danielle has been a coach since November, so not even a year, and she has 115 Success Club points. She rocks being Success Club. She is clearly doing extremely well very quickly in this business. Her upline is Lee, and I thought that we can all learn from each other. So we've been trying to do some leader calls for Team Always Believe, but I think when we have someone who can share great things, I want to open it to the whole team. So we opened this up to everybody, and I think we have amazing coaches right here in Team Always Believe. So I want us all to learn from each other. So just a couple announcements, guys. So every week, again, Wild Impact calls at 9 o'clock. Sometimes we will do a Team Always Believe call at 8:30 if we have a leader that's going to share amazing tips like Danielle's going to do tonight, which I'm super excited about. Diamond Dash starts on Monday. Guys, there's still time to sign up for that. Coach Basics also starts on Monday. So if you're a new coach or maybe you did Coach Basics and you didn't really plug in, there's still time to sign up for that. Couple announcements again and shout outs. Liz Landis, brand new coach, hit Emerald already under Jim Fry. Amazing leadership, Jim and Christine, and amazing work, Liz, jumping in and hitting Emerald within like a week. Colleen Ruggieri, you're on the call right now. Amazing work. You're an Emerald coach, so great job. I love doing shout outs for rank advancements, so great job, guys. And one last thing, guys, I got to give props to Angela and Christine for telling me about The Secret, the book. I preach about personal development, guys. If you are in a rut, if you can't get it out of your own head, you're questioning yourself, whatever it is, new, whatever you are, guys, The Secret, this business coaching is a mindset. You don't have to be in the best shape. You don't have to be, it's all mindset. But it is all mindset, I will tell you. So The Secret is like the awesome sauce. So thank you, Christine and Angela. I'm kind of obsessed with this book, and Angela told me I would be. But just another touch on that, guys. If you are struggling with inviting and feeling good about yourself, commit to a program. Some of us committed to 21 Day Fix Extreme this week, and I think we're all feeling invigorated from that as well, because we know that we can help others with these programs. But sometimes if you focus too much on helping others, guess what? You're not focusing enough on yourself. So make sure we're all focusing enough on ourselves and really feeling the best we can, and go back to the basics and just following the program and committing to doing it 100%, and then you're going to feel comfortable sharing with the world how amazing you feel. So sometimes we just have to, for you guys, some of you on the call tonight have been around for a while, sometimes we just have to go back to the basics and remember to feel amazing. Remember how we felt when we were a brand new coach and we wanted to scream from the mountaintops how good we felt. But then sometimes we forget and then just go back and we're so focused on helping others that we're not feeling the best that we should. So go back to feeling the best you can and commit to a program. So I'm going to now let Danielle take over for the rest of the call because she's got amazing stuff to share. So Danielle, the floor is yours, and I'm excited to hear what you got to share. I got my pen and paper.
Can everyone hear me okay? Good? Okay. So I just like to start with a quick story. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm really invested in something, it kind of consumes me and I tend to dream about it. So needless to say, and as embarrassing as this is, I had a dream last night about this call. It was 8:45 p.m. I realized I was late, and from what I can remember, I was running through some field wherever I was, having a major panic attack because I thought that Kelly would never forgive me. So I share this only because, you know, at the end of the day, if you don't truly care about something and you're not fully invested, then you're never going to succeed. So, you know, regardless of what I say tonight, I ask that you keep in mind that you have to fully commit to yourself and fully commit to your customers and your coaches. So anyway, I'm glad that we're all here and that I'm on time, and I'm excited to talk to you all tonight about connecting on social media and looking for other creative ways for you to hit Success Club. So I'll kind of just start by saying that at the core of our individual success is our why. You know, those of us who have been around longer know that. Newer coaches, I'm sure your upline has talked to you about that. But at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to really dive deep and get vulnerable and figure it out ourselves. And we're also all aware that the fundamentals and the basics, you know, obviously referring to the 4 vital behaviors: invite, be, approve of the products, personal development, and to recognize, you know, those are all basics. Those are all fundamental. So tonight, I'd like to share a few things that have worked for me beyond these normal day-to-day activities. You know, maybe it'll be something that you want to implement. Maybe it'll spark an idea in your head. But whatever the case may be, I just think it's important to be different. And sometimes it's necessary to really kind of push outside of what everyone else is doing to set yourself apart. So with that being said, I don't want to get too far down in the weeds. So for tonight, I want to stay focused on one item, and that being contests. And I don't really know many people who don't get excited about contests and giveaways. So that's essentially why every single month I will run at least one contest or giveaway, and I do this through Instagram. Now, I'm the most comfortable with Instagram, and I also believe that it's best aligned with my avatar. And, you know, in some ways, I feel that if it's done right, it's a medium that can allow you to reach an infinite number of people. But at the end of the day, you know, there's really no right or wrong answer from a social media standpoint, at least in my mind. It's simply whatever you feel the most comfortable with, and it also needs to allow you to best represent your authentic self. So I'll kind of leave that up to you, but back to contests. Guys, this is such a great way to draw attention to your page, and for many, many reasons. It creates excitement, it creates traction, it allows you to expand your network, it allows others to try products before committing, and maybe most importantly, you create trust within your network and you build momentum by giving things away for free. So what do I give away and how do I do that? So far, I've had success with giving away Shakeology sampler packets, and more recently, over the past 3 months, I've been giving free access to my 21-day fix challenge group. I'm sure some of you have done contests and giveaways in the past, but you know, I just thought it would be valuable to share kind of my approach and what's been working for me. So how do I do this? There is some prep work that's involved, particularly related to content. It has to be clean. It has to be appealing, and the message must be clear just by looking at your picture alone. So, you know, people, yourself included, just tend to scroll through, and I hate to say it, but half the time they don't even read the words. So it's critical that your content is high quality and it fosters engagement. So let me show you some examples of what I have posted in the past. I'm going to share my screen here. Can you guys see this? Yeah? Okay. This is the giveaway that I did in February. As you can see, it's very clean. You can tell that I'm giving away 3 Shakeology sampler packets. They're right there in the front. I'm excited. I'm happy. You can tell it's a giveaway by just looking at the picture alone. If you're reading the right-hand side, I think there's value in making this as easy as possible for people who are entering your contest. So all I ask of them is to like the photo, to follow me, and to tag 2 friends. And I think as I'm sorry? I think as as your network grows, as my Instagram account grows and expands, I think we're going to be able to tweak these types of engagements. But as of now, I'm under 1,000 followers, so I'm excited if one or two people respond. I've been getting increasingly more engagement with my contest because I'm doing it consistently every month. But I think just in general, it's good if you're just starting out or if you don't have a large following to you just make it as easy as possible for people to enter. So just a few other examples. This was my March giveaway. This was for St. Patrick's Day. Same thing. Like this photo, follow me. Clean. The content is very transparent. So in April, this is when I decided to shift and change it up a bit. And this is when I wanted to give away the free 21-day fix group. And this has been something that I've been doing, like I said, for the past 3 months. And what I do is it's a zero cost investment on my end. I allow people to sign in under my Beachbody On Demand and go through the full program with me. At first, I was just going to do 10 days, and if they wanted to finish, I was going to have them purchase the challenge pack. But what I found is that people were even purchasing the challenge pack before it started, because I would send them an email indicating that Shakeology would be beneficial. And if that wasn't the case, sometimes they would purchase afterwards if they wanted to continue on. So that was in April. May, same thing. I tweaked the verbiage a bit on my photo to 21-day fix opportunity, just to make it a little bit more clear as to what I'm offering. And I'm excited and engaged. And here's my last one for June. So those are just a few examples of what I've done that has worked for me. I would say every time I get probably 4 to 5 new people from my cold market and 1 or 2 or 3 people from my warm market who kind of jump on board and say, hey, I'm ready. So does anyone have any questions or comments relative to those contests? And I'll continue on here if not.
So what is the prize? I'm confused about what the prize is as far as the 21-day fix thing.
So there is no prize. The opportunity is to just do the 21-day fix for free.
So how do you limit them to only using your on-demand for those 21 days then?
I just change my password every time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I make that very clear and apparent. And as soon as people comment and put their email address in my comments, I send, I have a template email that I send out to everyone, kind of breaking out how everything is going to go. And I'll have a check-in call or, communication with them about halfway through just to see how everything's going.
Question for you. What hashtags are you using consistently on Instagram to attract people to you?
I have a bank of hashtags in my notes section, and I would be happy to put that into a Word document and share with all of you. That's a great point, Jim. I think, from an Instagram standpoint, there's a lot of little things that you can do to increase the engagement and to increase your following, and hashtags is one of those. So, I can share that with Kelly, and she can upload it after the call if that works. Perfect.
Great, thanks.
Of course. Okay. So just a few more points here, and then we'll wrap up. Can you guys see me again?
Danielle.
Yeah.
I wrote it in the chat, so I know it's so loud. I'll mute myself for 1 second. But can you talk about how you spotlight your challengers on social media? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Because you sometimes highlight them, which then also gives you engagement.
Exactly. So as Lee is mentioning, there are obviously certain challengers within every month that stand out. And especially if these are people from my cold market who I've met through Instagram, if they're engaging and they're excited and they're posting, I want to make sure that, I appreciate that and that they would be great coaches. And, I think obviously recognizing them for their efforts and recognizing that what they're doing is amazing and it's rare. They should take advantage of this opportunity. Is more apparent when I recognize them. So I will kind of just give them a shout out. I will talk about what they've done, how exciting it's been, how happy I am that they've joined us. And then sometimes I'll even give them a link to Swell water bottles because I'm obsessed with those. And I let them pick out a water bottle of their choice and, send it their way. So just a little way for me to say, I appreciate what you're doing. And the two, women who I have sent those to, they haven't joined me as coaches yet, but I think it's just a matter of time until they commit. So I'm excited for them to come on board eventually. Okay, so just real quick, because we're running out of time here, a few other points. In terms of, the prep work, I talked about the content. Timing is also a big part of, engagement and increasing kind of who is going to be connecting with you as a result of your post. I know we've talked about this before, but this is really important, especially when you're going to do your contest. And at the end of the day, you want to pick a date and time that you believe you're going to get the most engagement. I typically like to do them on Sunday. The day before, I'll say something like, keep an eye out for some exciting news tomorrow. And then the day after, sometimes, I may mention something like, hey, check out my last post. There are open spots for the July 21 Day Fix group. So, I just try to kind of bookend my post and then make sure that I plan my post, for example, the 21 Day Fix opportunities every month, on a Sunday and about a week before or 2 weeks before, I'm going to kick off the group. And lastly, frequency of contests for giveaway. Just be careful not to overextend yourself here. Like Shane said during our diamond call last week, we don't want to talk to too many people halfway. So, whether it's 10, 20, 30 people, take them and love on them every month, and just stay focused on connecting with them. So
you can't warn neighbors. Oh, come on. You didn't say a word?
Does someone have a question? Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up. I think overall the best part about contests is that you're not approaching anyone. They're seeking you out, and they're putting themselves out there, and they're essentially saying, I've been watching you and I've been interested, and now is my time. So I hope that this was useful, and I would love to connect with any of you on an individual level if you'd like to chat more about any of the items that we discussed. And we have about 10 minutes left, so if anyone has any questions, I'd love to continue the discussion.
Danielle, this was awesome. So thank you so much. I have some notes for sure. I'm like amazed. So I have to ask, like, do you send any private invites at all? Or are these all just from your posts that have so much awesome sauce? I'm just going to say it. Like really, because you're clearly attracting people. Like, so I have to ask and be honest, like, are people just coming to you?
So that's the long-term goal. And I take my content very seriously, and, I try to make it as appealing and aesthetically pleasing as possible, in hopes of attracting people who also value that and kind of value, what I'm about and my brand. It is nice to have, people coming to me through these avenues and engagement streams, but I have to admit that I'm still inviting, I'm reaching out to people. For example, when I did my Shakeology, posts earlier in the year, what I did is I chose one winner, but then I reached out to every single other person who entered and said, hey, thanks so much for entering, sorry, that you didn't win, and that's where I started the conversation. So it kind of gives you a reason to contact someone, versus blindly reaching out and saying, hey, thanks for the like, or thanks for the follow. I love connecting with, like-minded individuals, and, your posts on fitness are extremely motivating. What exactly do you do for a living? I send those out too, but I just find it easier to connect and engage with people who are already coming to me.
So can I ask, like, how have you created such a following on Instagram?
So that might be a top for their call. And I think, what Jim was alluding to with the hashtags is a small component of that. I think it comes down to content. Instagram is very different from Facebook and Twitter, where you're really just posting your best content, and you want it to flow with your entire page, so when someone comes to your page, they don't just see the same picture. Or I like to kind of play with the different color schemes of my pictures, and before I post, I kind of look at what color schemes I've posted previously, and want to offset that. And so I think a lot of it has to do with content. I've created a following based on, now I just opened this Instagram account, my purely Beachbody account, in January of this year. So it's only been open for half of this year so far, and I'm at almost 900 followers. And I think the reason why I've been able to do that is through timing of my posts, through hashtags, through following people who are liking other fitness posts, or for example, Core Power Yoga is one of the yoga studios I like to go to. So I'll go to their page, look at who's liking and commenting on their photos, and just go through and start following people. And, that's how you kind of create more followers. I'll go back and I'll unfollow people who aren't following me back. And I think that's helped to gain some traction and connect with people that are, in my cold market versus just my friends. If I wanted to just focus on my friends, I would have branched out from my personal account, but I really wanted to kind of start from a clean slate, and see what kind of momentum I could build. Does that help?
Mm-hmm. It totally helps. And I think that we need you to talk on another call on just like Instagram training, because I'll be honest, like I've been on Instagram for like a year and a half and I suck.
I agree. It makes no sense to me.
Well, no, it's not that you suck. I mean, I think that
it makes sense to me completely. But I honestly think, like, learning from someone like you, I think, we can do these Instagram trainings, but why not just learn from you? Because clearly, I mean, you've only been doing it since January and you're very successful. So I'm putting you on the spot, but you're going to do another call for us again on Instagram training. So we can go deeper into that another night.
Yeah.
So how are you connecting with these people? Like, are you like messaging anybody on Facebook, or is it all from Snapchat and Instagram basically?
So I haven't gotten into Snapchat as much as I would like to.
Okay.
I follow some of the top coaches.
That's fine. So when people reach out to you, like, are you using the Coach mobile app? Like, tell me, like, how are you doing all these challenge packs? Like, how are you doing it? Are you getting them on the phone?
I found that getting them on the phone, and maybe probably what I'm saying, but I have more success just talking to them, and it might be my target market. They just they're not big on talking on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. I'd rather just text someone or message someone on direct messenger on Instagram, or sometimes it'll be Facebook, but I don't really message on Facebook, believe it or not. So a lot of it's what I'll do is, if every time someone likes my photo on Instagram, I will go through and look at the accounts, and if there's someone in there that looks like they would be a good fit, if they're posting motivational quotes or fitness photos or whatever the case may be, I'll reach out to them and I'll say something like I mentioned before. Hey, thanks for the like, or thanks for the follow. I always love connecting with like-minded individuals who have a passion for fitness, or I kind of draw it back to their page. What is it you do for a living? Or I love San Diego. Is that where you live? Or I kind of just look at their profile and try to draw a connection to just start the conversation, and then it'll evolve from there. Probably the same thing that you guys do with Facebook, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing anything revolutionary.
You're basically direct messaging them on Instagram.
Yeah.
So when you do that, are you just giving them directions to order the challenge pack, or do you use the Coach mobile app?
I use the Coach mobile app whenever anyone purchases a challenge pack.
Okay. That's what I was curious.
Can I say something? I think really what it comes down to is your pictures are awesome. I mean, that's what it is.
Totally.
Like, you have a complete eye for detail. I mean, and like, not to, but that's what's attracting, and that's exactly what she said. And I think it's just really, you know, there's nothing, it comes down to really focusing on what's going to catch someone's eye, and then, you know, obviously connecting with them. But I totally like love your Instagram page.
Oh, so sweet.
But it is, and you know, and it makes you, but you do, and you are right, you do have to go with where your people are too.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I forget who it was, but like, you know, we're all in a different age, some of us are in different age groups, so like older people necessarily don't, not to judge anybody, but aren't on Instagram versus, you know, the younger generation is on Instagram, where's Facebook. So you do have to kind of take what Danielle's telling you, but find your target market too. Definitely.
Guys, the other thing, I'm just going to jump in just because I know, not that I'm talking for you, but Danielle does not wing posts.
Correct.
If that makes any sense. Like, she's not going, shit, I need to post on Facebook. She's definitely, she's not just taking a selfie, throwing in like a graphic on top of it and throwing it up there. Because she really takes time and effort into them. So I think that's also something that everyone needs to think.